Between the black sand beach and the biggest waterfalls in Iceland, I surely don't need to convince you to travel to the south coast of Iceland. But what I do need to tell you is all of the amazing other highlights that are along the south coast that I do not want you to miss. So we have a full agenda today, and I am excited about that. So strap in, people. Hey Team Iceland, my name is Jeannie and you are in the right place if you are planning a trip to Iceland, because I'm going to help you plan the best trip ever. Before we get into the good stuff, don't leave without hitting the subscribe button so that YouTube can make sure that you know every time I send out a video, because we want to know #all the things about planning Iceland. Today I'm excited to talk to you about my 7 favorite places along the south coast of Iceland. So without further ado, let's get into it. First up, we have the majestic Seljalandsfoss, and let me tell you, you're going to be able to see this waterfall coming from miles away. But the real magic of Seljalandsfoss happens when you walk behind the waterfall. That's right, a waterfall that you can walk behind, and yes, it's as amazing as it sounds. What I like about Seljalandsfoss is there's so many different vantage points, so make sure to take your time and explore around the area so you can get the best photos of this beautiful waterfall. The next waterfall that you're going to run into is Skogafoss, and this is also a very iconic waterfall in South Iceland. This thing is huge, and I'm talking like the closer you get to it, the more majestic and beautiful it is. And when you're at Skogafoss, make sure to take the stairs up to the top so you can get a really unique view of the falls. The next highlight in South Iceland is called Dyrhólaey. So this is the stone arch that sticks out into the ocean and is absolutely beautiful. One thing to note about this area is there's actually 2 parking lots. The lower lot, which gives you a really cool look along the black sand beach and Reynisfjara, and then the upper lot, which is a crazy difficult road to drive up to, but gives you the best view over the arch and then also that iconic lighthouse as well. Of course, no South Iceland would be complete without the black sand beach. So the black sand beach is also called Reynisfjara and is easily the area that draws the most tourists in Iceland. And at the end of Reynisfjara, you can see the basalt stacks that jut out of the ocean, giving you that iconic black sand beach basalt column photo that everyone wants to get. Now, of course, I need to remind everyone that's traveling to Reynisfjara to be very, very careful around the waves, because this is a very dangerous part of Iceland and those waves are no joke. You do not want to get pulled out by that current. There's been quite a few deaths happened in that area, so please be careful when you're at the black sand beach. Moving along to the biggest town in South Iceland, or should I say village, and that is Vík. Now, a lot of people are breaking up their South Iceland trip by staying in Vík, which is kind of halfway between Reykjavik and the end of the south coast. So you'll notice that this is a very busy area of Iceland. And it's at Vík that you can see that really iconic white church with the red roof overlooking the beautiful village. Next up on my South Iceland itinerary is Skaftafell National Park. This is a big area and there's lots to do here, but the most common thing to do is the hike to Svartfoss waterfall. So Svartfoss is the black column waterfall and actually inspired the architecture for Hallgrímskirkja Church in Reykjavik. So this will take you about 45 minutes one way, and it's a pretty easy hike, so I recommend most people can do this. Last but certainly not least, you guys, is Jökulsárlón. So this is the glacier lagoon that is in South Iceland. And I have to tell you, if you don't go to Jökulsárlón, then you are missing out on one of the most beautiful places in the whole world, but definitely in Iceland. This is easily one of my favorite places at any time of year. I just really, really love this place. Seriously, do not travel to Iceland, do not travel especially to South Iceland without heading all the way to Jökulsárlón. I can't beg you enough. Make sure you go there. Jökulsárlón is a glacier lagoon that catches icebergs that fall off of the Vatnajökull glacier. And the icebergs will float through the lagoon and they'll flip, and some of them are vibrant blue and some of them are white and some of them have the black ash laced in them. And it's such a beautiful, stunning sight. Every time I see it, I get tears in my eyes because it's so amazing. And then what happens? If that wasn't amazing enough, what happens is those icebergs will be taken out by the current to the ocean. So then there's literally moving icebergs floating by you and you're like, what is life? And then those icebergs wash back up onto the black sand beach, which is known as the Diamond Beach or the Crystal Beach. But it's across the street from Jökulsárlón, so you have two amazing sights in one. Whew, my heart. You guys do not want to miss this, I'm telling you. It's breathtaking. Okay, so that is your South Coast highlight itinerary, and I know there's a lot to do in Iceland. There's a lot to do on the South Coast, but those are the most iconic sites, and I hope you get to experience them during your trip. So I hope you guys loved this video, and if you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't, and make sure for all things itinerary planning, head over to livelifewithaview.com where I talk all about Iceland itinerary planning. I'll see you guys next week for another video, and until then, happy planning.